Hi everyone, Mr. O here. After the work that was sent home yesterday, a couple individuals requested a demonstration of the animal matching game, and I apologize for not sharing an example of how to use that. So, um, in the email and in the Google Drive, I indicated that there are 4 different animal matching activities. We have animals and their young, which is the first one, animals and their sounds, second, animals in their homes, third, and animals and their groups, number 4. So I'm going to demonstrate the first one, animals and their young, and the process would be the same for set 2, set 3, and set 4. And I didn't go ahead and print out the version you have at home, but it's not going to look any different. The only difference is if you print it out at home, it won't be laminated. You're probably not going to be able to see what is written on the cards that I lay out because there's a lot of them and they are kind of small. But that's not really important. It's really just the steps that you would go through. So I'll begin. All right. So, can't see me. All right. So the first thing that I would do is I'd print out animal and their young. And then I'd go through and cut along the black lines for each one. And at the end, I'll have a stack of animals and their young. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make 2 piles. Words I can read on my own and words I need some help with. So, if I can read that this says Joey, I'm going to put that in a words I can read pile. Piglet, if I can read that on my own, word I can read. Monkey, word I can read. Oh, this one. I am not sure what that says. I know the first sound is L. If I can't figure it out, make a pile of words I need some help with. And that's something that your child can do on their own. Words I can read, words I need help with. Now, if you want to take those words that they know, you could pick up that pile and just show it to them real fast. Monkey, Piglet, Joey. Have them go through and do the ones that they claimed that they know. And odds are most of them they're going to know, if not all of them. The benefit of going through and doing that with them is it'll help build their confidence. It'll show them, oh yeah, there are a lot of words I can read on my own. And that'll be especially important if the words I need help with pile is bigger than the words I already know. We really want to just build that confidence and help get that momentum moving forward. There are some hard words in here, no doubt about it. After building their confidence and reviewing the ones they know, go through that pile of words I'm still practicing. If you want and you notice, oh, that's the same vowel team over and over, the digraph EA, where it's making the long E sound, like meat. I'm going to have meat for dinner. If you see those and you notice a pattern, feel free to use that as a teachable moment. If there's a lot of them, don't break down every word because it's going to just become more tedious. It's going to discourage the learner from wanting to go deeper with this work. And this work, once they can start to recognize the words, this is a work that they can do over and over and have a lot of fun with. And there's a lot of opportunities to continue to do other things with this work. So go through, review those words with them. All right, you've done that. Now, your child is going to have a stack of words, and they're going to read the words, and they're going to put it in one of 2 columns, animal or their young. And your printout should have had 2 labels, young and animal. So wherever they're working, just going to start one column, start with the animal on the left, and then young on the right. And Joey. Have you heard of an animal named Joey? No, it must be the young, the name of the young. You put that in the young. Monkey, that's an animal. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out all of my animal ones under the column. And I'm going to set those young ones off to the side, but not under where it says young yet, because that'll be the matching part. Piglet, I know that's young, off to the side. Elephant, animal. Calf, that's a young. Name of one animal's young. Lamb, another young. Duckling, young. Chick, young. Gosling, young. Lion cub, young. Foal, young. Ooh, duck, that's an animal. Place it in your animal column. Infant, young. Kit, young. Fox cub, young. Cygnet, young. Puppy, young. Kangaroo, animal. Fox, animal. Sheep, animal. Rabbit, animal. Horse, animal. Pup, young. Fawn, young. Pig, animal. Chicken, lion. Dog, deer. Cow, seal. Calf, another young. Kid, another young. Swan, animal. Goat, animal. And goose, animal. I've seen a lot of geese lately. They're all over my bike paths, or our bike paths. All right, now you have your list of all of the animals, and for context, you can see there are quite a few of them. All right, now I'll start over here in this list of young, and I'm going to match the ones that I know. So I'm going to go down the list. Ooh, Joey. I know that a Joey is a baby kangaroo. I remember that from when we were learning about Australia earlier this year. Lamb. I know a lamb is a baby sheep, so I'll look for sheep. Ooh, chick. I think a chick is a baby chicken. Gosling, I don't know what that is, so I'll leave that one for later. Lion cub. Ooh, I know a lion cub. That's the young of a lion. Foal. I don't know that one. I'll leave that for later. Infant. I've heard that word before, but I don't see human in the animal, so I'll keep looking. Kit. Fox cub. That's surely going to go with the fox. Cygnet. No idea. Puppy. That's with a dog. Pup. Ooh, I remember a Planet Earth video where they were talking about seals and their pups. That goes with seal. Calf. Ooh, a baby cow is called a calf. And a kid. Oh, Farmer Charlotte told me that baby goats are called kids. Let's see. Ooh, piglet. Of course that's going to go with a pig. All right. Fawn. Does fawn go with monkey? Fawn go with elephant? Fawn with duck? Fawn with rabbit? Fawn with horse? Fawn with deer? I think a baby deer is a fawn. And I would go through and match all of these, and some of them might be guesses, and that's okay. Because at the end, I'm going to look at my animal matching control chart. And you can see we have animal young 1, animal young 2, animal young 3. And then your student, or excuse me, your child, can look at this and check their own answers. So I didn't go ahead and match all of them, but let's say, for instance, I put foal with, I put it with monkey instead of with a horse. So when I am checking my work, I'll see that and I'll say, oh, whoops, a baby horse is a foal. And I would go through and check my work. All right. Now, I would encourage your child to, Sorry, my computer went to sleep. I would encourage your child to do this matching exercise a few times until they're able to do the matching completely independently. They've practiced the words, they're still reading enough times to where they can recognize even that first sound, and they know, oh, elephant. That's the only word that starts with L as the first syllable in this set. And I know that kangaroo. That's the only one in this set that starts with that syllable. So once they get to that point and they're comfortable matching and they can do it a few times without any adult support, then I would say they're ready for the fun writing activity that we do. And I kind of demonstrated at the end of one of our Phantom Toll Booth activities. But I have a few examples here that I can demonstrate. So for the second set, animals and their sounds, this is what your students' work might look like. They'll pick their favorite animal and their favorite animal sound. So for this individual, they liked elephant's trumpet. That was what they liked the most. And so they just, on this top line, now if you don't have this paper, that's fine. Just do the top line of whatever notebook or wherever you're recording. And they just wrote it just like they see it on the cards. Elephant's trumpet. Well, then we talked about, a sentence needs two things. It needs a subject and a predicate, or it needs a noun and a verb. What do you know? Elephants, that is a collective noun. So they symbolized that with the black triangle, which represents nouns. And a trumpet could be a thing, but when elephants trumpet, that is an action. So they knew that that was a verb, and they symbolized the red circle, which shows verbs. And then they also went through and said, well, I know a sentence always begins with an uppercase letter, so they put the editing symbol for that. And a sentence always ends with an ending punctuation mark, in this case, period. So they made those changes. Elephants, trumpet, and they symbolized it. Now for the third line, that's when they started to have some fun, some creative writing. They created a noun family, an article, adjective, and noun. So it wasn't just the elephant's trumpet anymore, it became the funny elephant's trumpet. And they symbolized funny with an adjective and the with an article. And then they continued to go deeper and deeper, and so now it evolved into the funny elephant's trumpet. Well, how do they trumpet? Loudly! And now this sentence is taking on more excitement, more energy, and so they changed the ending punctuation mark to an exclamation point. And they knew that loudly was telling how something trumpeted, so that meant that loudly is an adverb. And then they kept going. The funny elephants trumpet loudly in Africa. Adding more and more richness to the sentence. They knew Africa, that's a proper noun, so they symbolized that. And in. In is showing where something is taking place. It's kind of showing location, showing relationship between two nouns, relationship between the elephants and where they are trumpeting. So we knew that was a preposition. So these series of steps were followed and can be followed for each of the matching exercises. This one was section 2, and some of your children are probably jumping right into this. Others might need a little bit of assistance, but always start small. Always just record what they have and then build it one little aspect at a time. I find that helps a lot. The grammar symbols, if you're not familiar with them, totally understandable. I have added a version of our functions of words chart, and I found one that had just a little bit less wording in here. It's a little bit more clear. It also had a column of some examples of nouns, articles, adjectives, verbs, prepositions, adverbs, pronouns, conjunctions, and interjections. So that'll be in your language folder on the Google Drive. And then just to demonstrate one of the examples that someone did in Beaver Lodge. So this would have been animals in their homes. So again, they just recorded what they matched. beaver lodge. Then it grew. A beaver lives in a lodge. They realized that beaver and lodge are two nouns, so it wasn't a complete sentence yet. So they needed to add a verb. They chose to add the verb lives. Makes sense when we're talking about homes. So they added the article, a beaver lives. Where does it live? In a lodge. Another preposition. And then, of course, the students love to describe their nouns. They love to enrich their work with vocabulary because this is a vocabulary building period of their lives. And they want to show what they know. And they love animals so much. So now it evolved into a cute brown beaver busily chops wood in a lodge in the temperate forest. Whew. That sentence became much more complex and shared so much more information. And I believe we did this one in an example presentation, so there was probably more verbal back and forth before we recorded all of this. I'm sure I was taking notes and demonstrating it on the whiteboard before we went to our final draft, because we always talk about starting rough, editing, rewriting, editing, and then finally publishing your polished piece. So this is more of my polished piece, but I am absolutely certain we went through the process together. So this is animal matching. The level of writing is going to vary from individual to individual. Some of your children might be writing the cute brown beaver busily chops wood in a lodge in the temperate forest sentences. Others might be writing a sentence that says, this is a cow, and they draw a picture of a cow. This is a calf, and they draw a picture of a calf. Maybe they get a little bit more complex. The calf is a baby cow. It's really going to depend on your individual learner. So kind of follow them and pick and choose, what things you think are worth discussing and diving into more deeply. All right, animal matching, have fun with it. If anyone's really proud of the work they've produced, take a picture of it, scan it, send it to Miss Garland and I. We love seeing your work. We miss you here in the classroom spaces, and one of our best connections to you right now is when you share things with us. So keep that sharing.